Hello, and welcome to the Conscious Creators panel. And this particular day, this full moon in Libra panel will be myself, Karen Lisa of Grateful Heart, and all the angels, ancestors, galactics, elementals who'd like to join us here today. Um, this is actually my first time doing something solo, so thanks so much to Transcending Ascension for making this opportunity for me to help heal my throat chakra, the expression, the truth of who we are, how we feel, what we believe, how we express ourselves. And for far too long, people have been not only been censored by external sources, but censoring ourselves, our own voice within. And that's led to, a lot of health issues, mental, physical, emotional. So, I wanted to take this opportunity today to share a little bit about what I do as far as information, education, counseling, guidance, whether it's a Reiki treatment or guided meditation or just being a friend, someone there to hold your hand, give you a hug. I mean, it's kind of an amazing epidemic that doesn't really get discussed about loneliness. While the awakening people are out there and we're living our lives and they're working the 3D jobs, but it is very lonely at times to not have a connection with other people who have that deep level of wanting to share, who they are and what they care about. Things that really impact the world, about how we're really going to change the world and heal the world by doing the inner work and healing ourselves. And the energies that have been flowing through the last few weeks have been pretty intense. For me personally, as a Pisces, I especially felt the water energy, the flowing, the releasing of so much, like a dam has broken. It's just water. It's just a flood, you know, over the years of trying to hold ourselves together, to not break down, to not, just have a total meltdown with just trying to navigate this world. What are, the social norms and, standards of behavior with which I really don't understand them anymore because it's hard living in a world where lack of standards, lack of integrity is celebrated as rebellious. And you know what? It is rebellious. It's rebellious against our own soul. We're hurting ourselves and so much pain that we experience. When you really understand esoteric laws that, your inner state is what creates your outer experience, that by tolerating everything, by having no real standards, no curiosity to learn, to improve, to grow, to expand in consciousness, or even just expand social circles, attend different places, talk to different people of different backgrounds, beliefs, whatever. People just don't seem to be curious. And a lot of that social engineering, I believe, is done on purpose to keep us divided, to make you not want to be curious, to not want to talk to somebody who may be from somewhere, where you're not from, somewhere you're not familiar with the customs, the cultures, whatever that may be. But over time, I'm seeing that more and more people really are genuinely connecting and curious and doing the work, doing really great inner work on understanding, who am I at the most basic level when you strip away the labels, the mother, the father, the brother, sister, son, daughter, coworker, colleague, it's It's just interesting as things fall away, as you release the grip of an identity, of an ego label that says, I must do this, I must be like that. And that's the social conditioning of the matrix that wants us to have false beliefs about reality in such a way that we give our power away to external forces that care nothing for our well-being. So that's really what led me to open my spiritual center for learning and Reiki and community connections for people, who may not have a large family, may not have a companion partner, or even, there's been a lot of changes in the past 5 years, and even thinking 20 years ago, how different the world was and where we're going. And that's something I feel is very important to focus on, is where are we going? And that begins at an individual level. It's doing the challenging work of observing yourself in different situations of your life. You're the author of your life. You wrote the script. You're acting in it. You're directing it. And consider, what's my soundtrack? I love music, and Transcending Ascension and I have that so much in common, is that a lot of wonderful energy comes through music and lyrics. Words have power. In the beginning was the word. And we know that our voices, our words, the things, the energies that we speak, they hold the power to create, yet they also have the power to destroy. So one of the key basic things I tell my clients about is, be observant of your words. What you put out there comes back at you. The world is a mirror. Everything around you is a reflection of what's going on inside of you. And that's a really hard truth to grasp for those who are starting their awakening ascension journey, to understanding all this confusion, this chaos, this struggle. It's a lot, because your awareness, your consciousness is finally breaking through your egoic mind, breaking through the programs that have been embedded in your subconscious for years through formal education, through music, through entertainment, the movies and TV shows that you consume. You hear a lot in the holistic community about, how to take care of your physical body. Here's what you eat. You got to be hydrated, do some yoga, get some stretching, do some cold plunging. All of that is, really great. But then ultimately, the hardest part is really looking within and observing. How are you treating other people? Do you allow anger to overtake you and to, curse at a stranger for being too slow, turning at the red light, especially if it's turning left? Oh my gosh, please, like, get off your phone. Let's go. Those left turn lights. Right. But yeah, we all get aggravated. We all get annoyed. And that's the thing. We're human. Take a breath, give yourself some grace, and realize, hey, that's spiritual fitness. It's like the physical fitness. You got to keep doing the repetitions each time you pull yourself back and breathe and say, oh, wait a minute. Yes, it might feel satisfying to flip somebody off in traffic, but then understanding that gestures, intentions, your thought energy, even if you don't necessarily speak something aloud, that it does carry energy and it impacts, the quantum field. the unseen realm of energy that conforms to our thoughts, to our beliefs, to our emotions. We are the creators of our reality. And I say that not with an ego, but understanding that when you do the process of cultivating your Christ consciousness and opening your chakras, balancing them, and paying attention to your thoughts, feelings, and actions, and holding them to a high standard of integrity. Because one of the secrets that really, when I learned it, had a huge, profound effect on me was that the more moral a person or a society is or holds itself to a code of conduct, the more freedom there is. There's freedom in morality. And yeah, I've practiced these concepts myself and found it's very true. And this is coming from somebody who's, yes, gone through depression, gone through so much anger. Anger gets familiar, stress gets familiar. Our nervous system gets acclimated to stress, to tension, to being upset, to being angry. People just thrive on it because it makes them feel something other than sad, other than lonely. When you connect with your consciousness and the truth of who you are, you don't become bored anymore because you have the company of your spirit, yourself. You have the company of nature, of God, of the cosmos. And that connection to that God energy, that's resonance. That's you being in alignment and being open to receive the truth of who you are and how you're such a critical component in this physical world at this time as we're going through these incredible shifts. So today, April 12th, 2025, there is a full moon in Libra. And that had me thinking as I kind of pondered, understanding that full moons in general always bring an awareness. It illuminates things. It clarifies things that you may have been struggling with or not quite sure about. You bring the clarity. For me, the Libra message was very much connected to the mother energy. And I believe Venus is finally going direct today. Venus had been in retrograde a while. So I've been feeling a lot of that divine feminine, that loving mother, grandmother energy of knowing that there's a nurturing source of healing, a source of understanding that we can turn to when we feel lonely or scared or depressed, whatever it may be, low anything, below neutral feeling. Because we understand that our vibration that we carry, that we're broadcasting that from our hearts and our minds are the strongest, electromagnetic energy. So we're broadcasting. You're sending a signal. And what you send out is what you get back. So what are we sending? What are you sending? What are you thinking about? What are you feeling? So it's important that you feel okay in any given moment when stress or anger pop out, that you recognize that you can stop that cycle of things making you angry, making you sad, having power over you when it's external circumstances that you can't control. You can control yourself. And that's where Reiki and meditation are very helpful to help you take a breath, to help you just settle down in the present moment, understanding that the present moment is the only moment that's actually real anyway. The present moment is the most powerful moment because that is when you are creating. You are creating your future right now by the signal that you're sending, by the thoughts that you're thinking, by the emotions that you're feeling. So it's important to check in and be present, even if it's just taking a breath and saying, hey, I'm okay now. I'm here now. That thing that I'm worried about that's due next week, it's not next week. Next week doesn't exist. That's your imagination. It's not real. Let it go. So you breathe, and some people imagine clouds. Observe your thoughts. The quality of your thoughts dictate the quality of your life. That's a basic, fundamental truth, regardless of faith, religion. It's natural law. So it's important to pay attention to what you're thinking and how you're feeling, because again, that's what you're broadcasting. What are you tuned into? And as I said, this past week or so, it's been a lot of water energy for me, a lot of just crying, but not actually emotionally crying. It was just like more physical. My body was releasing trauma, pent up trauma that maybe subconsciously we don't even think about anymore. And realizing there's no shame in crying. It's simply trauma leaving the body. And I go back to saying, oh, yeah, music as a program, and realizing that there's a lot of songs that were pretty popular and they tell you don't cry. Like I loved Guns N' Roses back in the day. Probably Appetite for Destruction times. What was that, 89, 90? But yeah, they had a song. They had a Don't Cry. And even back in what was it, the 50s or 60s, 70s, it's kind of a blur for me, but classic oldies. Yeah, the Big Girls Don't Cry. And The Cure, they had a song, Boys Don't Cry. And as I've been thinking about that, I guess I was carrying some shame and feeling like, oh, well, I'm running this Reiki spiritual learning center. I shouldn't be crying. I should be holding my stuff together. I should be setting an example. That's the ego saying, oh, well, this is how you're supposed to look. This is how you're supposed to talk. And, experiencing some kind of tumultuous energies the last few weeks, and some interesting observations from the people that we surround ourselves with, and understanding that we are and have been in a season of letting go of the old, shedding the beliefs of the past, releasing relationships that no longer serve us. So I guess what I came to realize is that I was going through a process of grief, grieving people that I've loved for many years, and they're on a different path. And that's okay, but it still hurts. And yeah, it's hard. And a lot of us are going through that. But you got to understand that as we let go of things, we're making space. We're allowing the universe to send us the new energies, the new light codes, the plasma, supercharge the ether. I don't know, but it feels amazing. It feels very powerful, and it's very real. And if your heart chakra's open, you feel it, you understand that sometimes you just know things anymore, and you don't need to be told because we've learned not to believe everything that's on the TV screen. So, what I wanted to do on this session was just kind of share a little bit about how this full moon's affecting me and how it feels like grief, and that crying is okay. It's trauma leaving the body. It's tears. Yeah, just like the bodybuilders at the gym. I always say sweat is pain leaving the body. Well, tears are trauma leaving the body. It's natural. There's nothing to be ashamed of. So what I'm going to do right now is a quick little virtual Reiki relaxation and release session for you. And just close your eyes. Find somewhere comfortable to sit. Take a few deep breaths. Breathing is very important. It not only brings through oxygen for your physical body, but it brings through life force, the key. Some call it the chi, the quintessence, the plasma, the ether. For the air is healing. And when you connect your breath to all that is, ever was, and ever will be, you don't have to think about breathing, you simply do. Breathe deeply and slowly. Feel your muscles relax and the tension release from your forehead. Your jaw unclenches. Feel your shoulders drop. Allow yourself to be here now, consciously connected to your higher self, your inner child, your angels and ancestors, understanding that separation is an illusion and that love is our natural state of being. As you breathe and observe your thoughts, anything that worries you, understand that the future is your imagination. It is not real. Simply breathe. Breathe in that awareness that it's not real, and then exhale and blow that thought away like a cloud in the sky. And if you're thinking, experiencing sorrow, regret, or shame about something in the past, bring your awareness to the fact that this is a memory. It's not real. It's gone. Breathe and release the memory, release the shame, the blame, the guilt. There's no need to hold on to it anymore. It's gone. And each time you re-release it and let the memory go, you face it, you feel it and allow it for what it is, and then you simply send it away. It's not here now. It has no power over you unless you keep feeding it. So release it. Perhaps you write a word or phrase that reminds you of that thing, that incident. Mentally or physically write it down on a piece of paper and then discard it in some way, whether you bury it or burn it or put it on a balloon and let it float away. Visualize the release of it. Maybe it's related to your job and you're so tired of lugging, your luggage around, the backpacks, the portfolios, the briefcase, the laptop case, all the stuff. Just drop it. Just simply drop it. For you're here now, and now is your power of creation. What you think, feel, and believe right now is what you're creating in the future. So even if it's just to create an energy or a feeling of, hey, it's not so bad. It's getting better. It may not be perfect bliss, but that's okay. It's always getting better. I'm breathing now, and I'm breathing now, and I'm creating now. I'm creating love. I'm creating awareness. I'm creating space for divine healing, inspiration, and miracles. For they do truly exist. It's just a matter of meeting that frequency where that reality already exists in the now. So breathe and tell yourself, in this moment, I now own it. In this moment, I now own it. In this moment, now I own it. Accept the present moment. Breathe and find a way to release the tension, the aggravation, the sorrow, the tension, the anger, whatever. And realize that you are the creator of your reality. So in every moment, you must own it. And that's the most basic first step that I could share. It's simple, and you don't have to spend hundreds of dollars on a special system or a course. Simply know yourself. Breathe in the present moment and own it. And if it's not a place where you feel particularly happy about, then own it and say, okay, this is where I am now. Everything in the physical was once a thought form in the realm of cause. Everything we experience in the physical was created in the realm of cause. There's cause and effect. So you can start pre-paving your life through meditation, through Reiki, through yoga, dancing, singing, painting, knitting, building, sculpting, but creating. Focus on becoming a creator and less on being a consumer. And knowing that you're constantly shifting frequencies and dimensions so many times in every second. You're not the same person you were 10 years, 20, 30 years ago. People are who they are. Well, no, they are who they were told they are, how they were treated by others, how they were trained to behave by unknown others in the social engineering matrix game. But by stepping out of that matrix, by following a more strict mental diet, your thoughts become things. And that's true for the kind of entertainment that you watch. Is it violence? Is it fear? There's a reason why the media is always pushing fear. Again, separation is just an illusion. What you focus on is what you create. And if you're focusing on fear and violence, envy, you're just creating more of that. And all of our thoughts become a collective power, an energy over this world, over this earth realm. So by taking control of your thoughts, that is a huge, huge way to help shift the collective consciousness. But that's just a natural byproduct of you doing the work within yourself, eliminating the negative self-talk, saying that you're not enough, because you are enough and you are already whole. There is no missing piece. Some fragments may simply be covered, hidden within you, just waiting to be found again and incorporated into your spiritual, emotional, mental, etheric, astral bodies. Instead of seeking love and acceptance in the physical world outside of you, look in the mirror and send that love, acceptance, validation, and approval back at yourself. And if for whatever reason you observe things that you don't necessarily think are good qualities to have, you have the power to simply change your attitude, change your behavior, whatever it is. I'm not saying you have to change because you're wrong. I'm saying the best kind of change comes through the awareness of the importance of loving yourself, respecting yourself, and understanding that you are the creator of your life and you don't need to take orders from anyone if it contradicts anything that goes against your soul, your beliefs, whatever it may be. It's learning to trust that small, still voice within you that guides you when you are in a place where you're quietly breathing and just sitting with yourself, breathing in the love of the Creator, breathing in the power of the stars, breathing in the radiance of the sun, breathing in the majestic beauty of the mountains, the valleys, for it's all a part of you, your spirit of the heavens and the physical body of the earth, which also has stardust as well. For you are a divine eternal being having a temporary physical experience. So breathe when you're upset. Realize this. You don't need to take everything so seriously. Find a way to connect with more joy and do things that make you feel happy, that make you light up. Create something beautiful and share it with the world. It's all just a blip in time. The future is handled by divine design. In every moment, all is fine. It's all good, man. Don't be so serious. Enjoy yourself. Laugh, cry, scream, create, release the old. Let it go. It holds no power over you. Step into the light. May this beautiful full moon in Libra illuminate your path. a path of self-love that can transform this world for the better. Mm. I thank you for joining me here today. I hope that it brought some peace and light into your heart space. May all we do be done in love. And remember that a grateful heart is a magnet for miracles. Have a beautiful day. You are loved.